Okay, it's 2:15. Welcome, everybody. Hope that you're enjoying Higher Ed Dreamin' so far. Lots of great sessions already. The speaker and sponsor spotlights have been really fun. In this session, as Haley mentioned earlier, on your right-hand side of the screen, make sure that you're in the session tab. And then below that, you've got chat and Q&A. It looks like a number of folks are entering things in the chat. That's great. You can keep the conversation going during the presentation. Feel free to also drop any questions you have in the Q&A tab. At the end, we'll comb through those and try and answer some of those here in the session for you as well. So with that, we'll go ahead and kick it off. And our friends at Florida State University, Sridhar and Amol, are going to go through some improvements that they have been working on using the Salesforce platform. So I'll let you gentlemen take it from there.
Thank you, Dean. Sridhar, you can go to next slide. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you again for joining our session. Me and Sridhar, we are part of Digital Experience and Transformation team here at FSU's Central ITS department. So just to start with an overview about Florida State University, FSU is a state-funded R1 institution with main campus located in Tallahassee, Florida, and satellite campuses across Florida and 4 international study centers. There are 16 separate colleges and over 100 centers, labs, and institutes and educational facilities. Currently, there are 45,000 plus undergraduate and graduate students and around 2,600 faculty members and around 14,000 employees to support all FSU constituents. So Digital Experience and Transformation team at FSU is dedicated to advancing the university's CRM capabilities with a central CRM solution using Salesforce at the core and many other third-party integrated tools. We focus on enhancing university-wide engagement by optimizing CRM infrastructure, business automations, and enabling personalized interactions. Along with CRM, we offer marketing and communication technologies and custom business applications to solve problems unique to our department. We leverage different Salesforce products like Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Experience Cloud, along with few third-party applications like Form Assembly, DocuSign, Twilio, and Own Backup, and many more. The image that you are seeing here shows overall Salesforce ecosystem that we have at FSU, and currently there are more than 921 plus standard Salesforce users and around 50,000 plus Experience Cloud users. And this is FSU's 5th year in Salesforce ecosystem. Next slide, please. So this is going to be our agenda for today's presentation. We'll start with current system overview and go through solution design, implementation, challenges that we faced, and what are the projected benefits, and some more enhancements that we did during this project. So Coastal Marine Lab is the FSU's marine laboratory associated with FSU to support researchers, faculty, and students to conduct innovative, pioneering, and interdisciplinary research on coastal and marine ecosystems. This research helps problem solvers to leverage scientific outcomes and expertise through engagement with stakeholders to optimize marine management and conservation. CML has a variety of assets, including boats, vehicles, tank equipments, and other research-related equipments that any FSU-affiliated constituents or non-FSU members can reserve and use throughout the year. I have provided, on this slide, you can see the current stats of the different assets that CML has in their inventory, and also number of staff members working on their current reservation system and the hours the staff spends per reservation. So currently the reservation system is very static and consists of more manual tasks, including paper forms and email communication to the staff for reservation specific items, and also generating billing using Excel document manipulation. In current slide, you can also see a glimpse of their current Excel billing document, as in how it looks. And that document has several tabs. I have just included a screenshot of one tab. And imagine doing all these calculations by hand or using Excel formulas and keeping track of them over the years for audit logging purpose. And even though the current system is not digitized, there is also no functionality to track or to do the audit log of previous reservations or anything like that. Now let's look at our approach to digital transformation of current CML business process and how we achieve that. Next slide, please. So in here, in this slide, you are seeing a general high-level overview of our solution design. We have Salesforce at the core, and within Salesforce, we are using Experience Cloud site, which is integrated with Form Assembly, DocuSign, and Twilio. And with this, I'll hand over presentation to Sridhar to continue with our implementation in more depth.
Thank you, Amol. So my name is Sridhar Vaggu. I work as a Salesforce administrator at FSU, and I've been with Florida State for 2 years now. So like Amol mentioned, we've been using Salesforce for 5 years, and we deal with a lot of projects and help our campus partners use Salesforce to deal with any other potential problems that we can solve with technology, potentially using Salesforce. So in here, we have the ER diagram, uh, the entity relationship diagram that we have for the coastal marine labs. The diagram is very simple. The heart of this system design is the data model that we've represented here. We've created custom objects for the key elements of the reservation process, including the reserved assets, the reservations, billings, maintenance, and etc. So each of these objects are interconnected based on different relationships, just like we have master detail relationship, lookup relationships. And for instance, you can see that a reservation object is at the center with the reserved asset, and the plans and assets are related to it. So this is the map that we use so that every record is related to each other, and this structured design keeps the data organized and makes it easier to generate reports on equipment usage, reservation frequency, and other key metrics. So moving forward, we have the implementation. So our implementation process involved custom objects, workflows, user interfaces, and Salesforce to digitize the every step of the reservation process. So we created custom objects, just like I mentioned in the previous slide. We have several custom objects related to each other so that we have reservations, assets, maintenance, and billing to capture all the relevant information in a structured format. And the coastal marine labs deal in such a way that they have approvals for plans and processes. So we used automated workflows like record trigger flows, screen flows, or approval process that are triggered automatically based on the form submissions, and reminder emails are used to keep the users informed. And the main part of our development solution is using Lightning components that we used our community site to give the customers a very good experience, and develop the custom Lightning components that allow users to view, manage, and cancel reservations in an intuitive calendar interface. And in the back end, we have Apex controllers to handle the logic by automatically hitting the database and automating the key tasks, and also making the system efficient and responsive. For example, a researcher can reserve an equipment by selecting the date from the calendar, and so that that dates doesn't clash with any other previous reservations. And the reservation process is streamlined and very smooth in such a way that the whole data is captured using screen flows, and it reduces the both administrative burden and also the turnaround time. So in here you see a small diagram which gives us an insight into how we utilize the Salesforce ecosystem, and also use different components of the Salesforce to build this solution. So at the center, you have this Lightning Web Components, where this gives the user an interface and interact with the system and make the reservation. And also we combine the screen flow part with the Lightning Web Components so that the reservation is smooth while we capture the data, and everything is recorded in Salesforce, and every records are created against it. So moving on, any large scale project will have several challenges, and our project is no exception. One of the major hurdles was ensuring that our system and the solution meets diverse needs of the coastal marine labs. The coastal marine labs has a variety of scenarios, and building a solution for them took careful planning. And another challenge was onboarding users with different skills. And the users at Coastal Marine Labs had different technical skills, so we needed to create a system that was intuitive for all of them. And also we needed to manage the complex workflows with different levels of permissions, roles, and other things. And customizing the Salesforce out-of-box components for the user experience was one of the major challenges. But ultimately, our customizations ensured that our solution was both user-friendly and secure. And throughout this project, many other challenges kept coming our way. But like the animation says here, our team, the DevOps team, accepted every challenge with a mindset that to handle every challenge creatively and collaboratively. So these are some of the benefits that we are trying to project for this project. So it is clear that the digital transformation will bring substantial improvements and operational efficiency and user satisfaction. The first of all the things is reducing the administrative burden on the CML staff. Like we previously seen in one of the slides where each staff personnel spends nearly 3 hours manually processing a single reservation. But with our solution, it will reduce that time to less than 15 minutes so that they can focus and use the time for other meaningful tasks rather than time consuming paperwork. And also the second one is streamlining the reservation process. Previously, the reservation process was such a way that the user has to go through a series of paperworks and then call the staff to check the availability and then manually make a reservation. But our digital forms provide users with clear instructions, making the reservation process intuitive and user friendly. So this also minimizes the risk of errors and reduces frustration for both users and staff. And next we have improved tracking for the reservations. So each reservation that is created by the customer is recorded directly in Salesforce as a record, and this allows the staff to easily track the status and history of what all they reserved and what is the usage at any point of time. So this provides reliability and accountability, and also they can keep records for the future reference. And the next one is enhanced communication that we provided for the staff and also the customers. So we build the system in such a way that at every point of time we have automated notifications and reminders to keep everyone informed. For example, if a reservation is cancelled, the user or the staff will be notified of what is cancelled, when it is cancelled, so that they will have a track of very accurate inventory, so that another customer will not have difficulty in reserving any cancelled or available item. And this also reduces the need for the staff to follow up using phone calls or emails because the system is fully automated. This will save the time of their manual task. And in to sum it up, our system not only speeds up the operation, but also provides more transparent, reliable, and user-centric experience. So this will shift the CML to operate with greater efficiency, productivity, and overall satisfaction. So moving on, security and compliance are considered important and very crucial in any digital solution. And our system is built with all these things in mind. So first of them all is role-based access. So we build the solution in such a way using profiles, permission sets, and access are provided to the user based on their roles, and ensuring that only authorized individuals can view or modify the data to maintain data accuracy and consistency. And also data protection is one other important aspect where we are adhering to FSU's data security policies, implementing robust measures to protect user and reservation data. And also the reservation process is secure and trackable, so that at any point of time, the staff can go into the system and monitor what is happening in their reservation site and also look at the business in a higher level. Audit trails is one other important aspect, which each action, each approval, or each reservation request is logged in and it is tracked for the accountability of the system. So these measures ensure that the solution not only meets the CMS operational needs, but also it aligns with the compliance standards. So going to the next slide, this is a sample dashboard that we are providing the CML staff with. So this allows the staff to look into what is currently going on with their reservation site. So one of the major advantages of this digital solution is giving access to real-time data. So our system provides metrics on the reservation patterns, asset usage, and other key indicators. Like you can see here, this is a dashboard. I'm sure many of you might have dealt with dashboards or using dashboards currently. So for someone who is maintaining records or track of everything of their business using papers, this will make their life a lot easier, so that if someone from the coastal marine labs business want to see what are their coming up reservations and what are the boats that are currently out, they can simply log into the system, and with one click they will have an overview of what is going on around. And also, not only giving the current insights, we can help the staff by looking at the patterns and analyze what time of the year our business is most busy, so that they can bring in more staff to handle and give a better experience to the customers. So that is for the current solution that we have, and for the future we are planning a soft launch on December 24th. And I forgot to mention, we haven't yet launched this project yet, but if everything goes well, we will be soft launching by December 20th, followed by a full launch on January 20th, January 27th, 2025. So this will allow us to gather feedback from the early users and also fine tune the system as needed. And we also plan to give continuous support to this project and provide future enhancement wherever needed. A few of the future enhancements include more dynamic calendar view and support the user to book multiple assets in a single reservation. Right now, our system allows one asset per category as a part of the reservation, but going forward, we will allow them to make multiple reservations and multiple items to be booked under a single reservation. And also, we're also considering integrating an AI-powered chatbot to provide real-time support. As we all know, feedback and continuous support is one of the key aspects of business. And having something like Ruby that we have currently at FSU, which few of you might already know, we used an AI chatbot which will help the affiliated people to ask any questions and get answers from our Ruby, or if Ruby can't answer, someone from our service center will answer the question. So similar to that, we are planning to use an AI-powered chatbot for the coastal marine labs. So hopefully we will get there in some time in the future. So these enhancements will ensure our system evolves as the coastal marine labs needs grow, and also we plan to continuously improve the user experience. So that is all for the presentation. And in the next slide, I'll be walking you through the demo of what we have as a solution for the coastal marine labs. So we'll go through a typical reservation process from start to finish, showcasing how easy the reservation process is and how the records are looking like in the Salesforce ecosystem. So this demo will illustrate how the solutions are making the reservation process faster, accurate, and more user-friendly. So we've recorded a demo of the solution just to make our life easy. So starting here is our community site, where we use the Experience Cloud to build the UI which interacts with the customer, which helps them make their reservations. So whenever a customer comes to make a reservation, they will land on this page and will look at this screen. So the screen you're looking at is Experience Cloud, and the component you're looking at is a Lightning Web component, which is fully customized. So in here, there is a calendar which shows the user like what items are reserved on what date, so that they will be aware of if someone wants a DOM for the 30% first, they will know that that is already booked, and they might book another item for the same dates. So this will make the user reservation process a lot easier. And if I continue with the reservation, so the reservation process starts simply by asking a couple of questions. So depending on what a user gives the answer, so we will guide them through a series of other screens so that we capture the necessary information required for our reservation. So just like you see here, yeah. So right now, the Coastal Marine Labs offer 4 categories for the customers to reserve. One is boats, housing, research and teaching facilities, and vehicles. Vehicles is not seen here because they have a requirement where only approved personals should see the vehicles and reserve them. So when you come to the community as an unauthenticated user or a guest user, you will not be seeing the vehicles. If you are logged into the community and you have the approved driver role assigned to you, you will be able to reserve the vehicles. So that is handled all by using permission sets and Apex classes. So so if you could see, if I select a reservation date starting on a holiday, a validation will kick in and let the user know like you cannot start or end your reservation on a holiday. So similar to this one, we have validations in place at every point of the reservation so that no wrong or incorrect reservation is made, and they will show up to the reservation date and have their problem in the reservation. Yeah, so like I said, user will continue this reservation by selecting their start and end dates. So once they fill in the required details, so they will be driven to this screen where they will see all the items that are available for that particular date. So all this data is getting dynamically populated from the system, where we are using Apex classes to validate against the dates that are already reserved, and only showing them the available assets, so that no asset or no item will be double booked and create confusion in the business. So like you can see here, there will be a card shown whenever you select an item, and this everything is dynamic, and you can change your card, delete an item, add an item, and then continue with the reservation. So yeah, we have different complex scenarios everywhere, so we handled using the logic. And once a guest user wants to start a reservation, they will be asked to log into the community. So there are 2 ways to log in to the site. One is you can use your FSU CAS login if you're affiliated with the Florida State University. If not, you can create an account. Creating an account is very simple. You'll just give your first name, last name, and email, and you will be given a community user account where you will have all your reservations listed, all the items you reserve, and that makes the reservation process a lot easier. So since I have my CAS login, I'm logging it through the FSU CAS. So all the FSU affiliated people don't need to create an account. They will directly use the CAS login, and then they can continue with the reservation and create them a lot easier and faster. So yeah, once I am logged in and authenticated, my reservation process will resume from where it is left behind. And in here, the thing you're seeing is a screen flow. We have integrated the screen flow with the Lightning Web component so that as soon as the user interaction ends with the components, we start to capture information. So screen flow gives us more ability to effectively capture the information. So as you can see, these are all the required information to be filled by the user as a part of the reservation process. And like I mentioned previously, we have validations in place everywhere. And depending on what items we are trying to reserve, the user will see different screens going forward. So information is captured with respect to each type. For example, housing asset will have its own screen where information is captured and a record is created against it. Similarly, boards and teaching facilities. So here's the basic information, and as you can see, my information is automatically pre-populated. So since I have a contact or my record already in Salesforce, so my information is pulled in so that user won't have to fill in these details every time. Similar experience will be given to a community user, an account who is just created, and their information will be automatically populated, and if they want to edit or change it for any reason, they're always welcome to do. So once I fill in the basic details, I can go to the next screen. So like I said, this is a screen which is related to housing information, and similarly this is a screen related to board reservation. So boat reservations are slightly more complex than rest of them, because boats have a lot more fields and a lot more information to be captured because of many safety reasons. And every information that is filled out will be reviewed by the staff, definitely. And this screen is for the teaching facilities. And another important aspect of this reservation process is in the initial screen, we are asking a question to the customers, do you want to go for diving or not? So if they say yes, the screen will continue from here, asking if they want to bring in an additional diver. So we have handled that use case as well. So any customer who is making a reservation can bring additional divers alongside with them, but they are required to add them as an additional divers, and they will receive emails stating that you are added as an additional diver by someone, and they can reserve their own diving equipment. So for demonstration purpose, I'm just adding Amol as my additional diver. So I need to fill in his details, just like the name, email, and the phone number. So yeah, this is where the user gets to select their diving equipment. All the equipment that you are seeing here is dynamically pulled in from Salesforce, and we have a dynamic inventory, which means like we are looking at the dates for January 20th and 21st. So the system will go and check if what equipment is available, how many equipment is available on January 20th and 21st, and the user will only be able to select the available equipment from the inventory, so that there won't be any data mismatch and inaccuracy between the quantity. So we have validations in place where user cannot select an equipment more than what it is available. And everything you're seeing here is a Lightning Web components, and we handle it through code. So for demonstration, I just reserved 3 diving equipments, 3 each, since I have 3 people coming along with me. So diving reservation needs few more details, like where are they going to dive, and what is the purpose of the research, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I filled in all the required details, and now my reservation is complete. This is very smooth and intuitive, because everything is self-explanatory. The customer can understand what detail is expected, and they can fill in as they guide through the process. So once a reservation is created, they can always check what they have filled in and look at what items they have reserved. And if anything goes wrong, they can always contact to the CML and make the adjustments. The one of the important processes of excuse me, I think I clicked the wrong button. Yeah, like I was saying, one of the important requirements is whenever a reservation is created, the customer is expected to fill few forms before they start their reservation. So we have handled that use case by incorporating and integrating form assembly with Salesforce. So whenever a reservation is created, the required form plan records are created against it, and user will see a tab where they can see the list of forms to be filled by them. And once they click on the link, they will be taken to an external site, and here they can fill in all the information that is required by them before the reservation starts. Excuse me again. So they can fill in their details and submit the forms. And once the forms are submitted, they will be sent to the staff for review. And if any information is not as expected, they will be sent back to the customer again to refill, which is all handled by automation process. So in here is an example scenario where cancellation is also as easy as creation. So the user will be given an option to cancel reservation or cancel the items that are reserved. We employed the screen flow, which will allow the user to cancel items from their reservation, and as soon as they cancel, the user will be notified about cancellation. Also, the staff will be notified about what items are cancelled and for what reason. So this is that's all about how a customer sees the Coastal Marine Labs digital experience. Coming to the staff, this is how a staff will look at the digital solution that we provided. So staff will have similar interface if they want to create a reservation for someone who is not able to complete by themselves. So this will give them an additional ability to bypass few validations, as in starting a reservation on a holiday or reserving something which is out for maintenance, things like that. And this is a Salesforce application built purely keeping staff in mind. We have all the tabs which help them navigate through what they want to look for. So these are all the assets they can create, where creating a new asset will pop them up as available when a user or customer is making a reservation. So they can create a new asset anytime, make it active or inactive. So depending on how they create and what they create, the user will see it as soon as it is created and available. So this is the reservation I recently created in the previous part of the demo, and staff can review what all details are filled in. If anything is missing, they can contact and ask for additional information. So like all the records are related to each other, just like you can see reserved assets, what all items are reserved are related to the reservation alongside who all are diving. So this will make the life a lot easier for staff to see everything in one place. And so each reserved asset comes with its own functionality, just like housing can be checked in, checked out, boats can also be checked in, checked out, and we have given them the ability to check in, check out, and handle their business process by using automations. So if you can see, there is this check in, check out buttons provided for the staff, so that they can allow checking out of boats and keep a track of what is which boat is out and which boat is needed to be back. And another functionality is assigning a captain. As we all know, boats needed to be driven by captains, so they can assign a captain whenever a boat is reserved. And every time a captain is assigned, he will be notified you are assigned to captain on this boat. These are all handled by flow automations. And we want to check out a boat in here where we expect a floor plan to be filled before it is checked out. So I just cheated here where I manually changed the form status to filled, and then now I can check out this boat with the required information and accurately track what time the boat is out and how many people are going on the boat and what is the weather currently. So this will give the ability to move the current staff from paper-based tracking to fully digital solution. And similarly, they can do the check-in once a boat is checked out. So admin info is another object where we store all the holiday information and maintenance information. So whenever a record is created by the staff, it will automatically be updated for the customer, and the customers will see which day is a holiday and they won't be able to reserve on the dates. This is the dashboard that I was talking about in the slides. This gives an overall overview of what is currently happening. Every time they click refresh, they will see new records that are created or new boats that are checked out and new type of reservation that are created, whether it is research or education. And initially, Amol mentioned that we used DocuSign, Form Assembly, and Twilio as supportive tools as a part of this solution. And DocuSign is one solution where one of our requirements wanted us to have digital signatures, and instead of having paper-based signatures and forms, we employed DocuSign so that every time a form is filled, a document is sent to the customer for signature. At the same time, staff people who are responsible and for that type of reservation will approve the process and sign it, so that reservation will be complete without any hassle and last minute changes. And yeah, that is all for the demo. And not only this, we have many email notifications, reminders, and many other things also built with the help of Salesforce, which I couldn't technically cover in this demo. But yeah, many other cool features have been employed, and we are sure that this solution will make life a lot easier and efficient for the CML users and customers.
Great. Thank you for that detailed explanation of how you built it, and then also walking through the tool itself so folks could get a chance to look at it. Questions and answers. In terms of the assets that are in the system, the folks that are currently managing the asset or the reservation process, will they be able to create new assets in the system if they have new boats or new rooms that are available? Or do those tickets have to come back to an administrator team?
No, so we are providing like CML admin staff a role, and whoever has that role, they will be able to add assets or make them inactive and or add like maintenance dates on existing or new assets.
Great. And clearly this is a pretty comprehensive process for managing asset reservations. Are you seeing another application for the work that you've done at the university?
You mean like similar use case?
Similar use case, yes.
Yeah, recently we were talking with like one group at FSU. They have like a different set of process, as in like, but overall the concept is similar. Like they have events going on and like some shows and like some public events and some educational events. But their inventory and the whole reservation process is kind of like similar to what we did for Coastal Marine Lab. And I'm sure like if we make some tweaks, then we could use the same entity relationship diagram that Sridhar showcase. So that same architecture, but like with different set of automations.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. And thank you to our audience as well. We're at the end time for this session and would encourage you to go back to your agenda and find a next session that's going to be very interesting to you, I'm sure. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
you, everyone.
everyone.
Thank you for
Thanks,
joining.
Dean.